Today we got a bloody and brutal fight coming your way. Wolverine versus Midnighter. Who comes out on top? Let's find out.
Eyes up. Stay sharp. Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
A long-lived mutant with the rage of a beast and the soul of a samurai, James Logan Hallett's past is full of blood, war, and betrayal. Possessing an accelerated healing factor, enhanced senses, and bone claws in his hands that, along with his skeleton, are coated in adamantium, Wolverine is the ultimate living weapon. Logan possesses superhuman strength, has been able to swing around tree trunks like baseball bats, held an elevator just one hand, and has been punched into solid steel before. Wolverine is also incredibly agile, possesses enhanced reflexes and speed, being able to dodge point-blank bullets, machine gun fire, and is even attacked faster than the human eye can follow. He's got incredible senses, many times better than a human, and can even surpass most animals. He can see in complete darkness, hear over incredible distances, taste pheromones in the air, fight blindfolded by just hearing, and is the best tracker in the Marvel Universe. He's also incredibly durable, thanks in large part to his adamantium skeleton and healing factor, and has withstood punches from Hulk, Thor, Thing, and Wonder Man. Let's just talk about Logan's healing factor for a second here. This mutant ability allows him to heal from virtually any injury at an incredibly fast rate, and I do mean any injury. He's regrown missing limbs, organs, and has even regenerated from just a skeleton before. But not only that, but his healing factor also prevents nerve strikes from working effectively because his healing bypasses the effect virtually instantaneously. Wolverine possesses 3-foot-long claws on each hand, which are coated in adamantium, and can slice through anything, even harming Hulk, Thor, and Thanos. Logan's been trained in a variety of different martial arts, mastering 28 different forms of Kung Fu alone, and is one of the greatest fighters in the Marvel Universe. He's taken on Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, and Deadpool, and even helped to train Black Widow and Kitty Pryde. On top of that, Logan's been gifted with an incredible strategic and tactical mind, is even compared to a highly advanced computer. So, let's look at one corner, Wolverine. But, entering the ring, coming in the other corner, Midnighter. Midnighter is augmented here with superhuman physical abilities, and the power to run through thousands of fight scenarios in his head before a single punch is thrown. Although he's one of the good guys, Midnighter enjoys violence and brutality, never feels more alive when he's in the middle of a bloody brawl. Midnighter's abilities give him an all-encompassing advantage in close combat and tactical scenarios. He's got superhuman strength, reflexes, healing, senses, aim, and various other enhancements. His body's been altered to give him superior balance, and he's got faster nerve endings, which allow him to move and react faster than any human. Midnighter has multiple redundant systems built in order to keep him fighting in even the worst of conditions. For example, he has a backup heart, he can turn his pain receptors off, and has fought with a hole in his chest, his whole body on fire, and a broken neck and broken limbs. Midnighter's most famous ability, though, is the fact that he can predict how a battle will happen or play out before it even starts. This is because he's got a built-in combat computer that allows him to run through a given combat situation millions of times in his mind almost instantaneously, and can cover nearly every possible result before the first punch is thrown. He then uses information to predict the actions and reactions of his foes, and he even has the ability to see the outcome of the battle that he wants, and work his way backwards and follow the right steps to get there. Midnighter even has a business card made up that reads, "I know what special abilities you have. I can detect the increased electrical activity in your brain. I know what moves you're preparing to make. I fought our fight already in my head a million different ways. I can hit you without you even seeing me. Your move." Midnighter also regularly carries knives, a bow staff, throwing stars, and grenades. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now these are two absolutely ruthless and brutal heroes we've got going head to head here. Whoever comes out on top, it's going to be a bloody fight for sure. But who's ultimately coming out on top here? Well, first we need to take a look at is physicality. This is often overlooked when it comes to talking about Wolverine, but the guy is easily superhuman when it comes to strength. He's vastly stronger than the average man, being able to overpower several men when they try to dogpile him and send them flying backwards. He's crumpled up metal doors, caught and held in an elevator before, repeatedly thrown opponents hard enough to bend or break metal bars. He managed to throw Colossus and Dragon Man, who weighs several tons, and snap thick chains made of the hardest steel that money can buy. And when Wolverine was hit dead on by a speeding truck, well, he didn't budge and brought that truck to a dead halt. But I'm going to give the edge to Midnighter here. He's easily punched through concrete, tore out a man's spine, punched through a man's chest, through a man's skull, and even punched straight through two people at once. But all these things are technically things that Logan can do as well, except that Logan favors using his claws in a fight instead of using his fist. Now what makes me give the edge to Midnighter is the fact that he's been able to stagger both Etric and the Demon and Apollo with his punches, who are both 100-tonners. Wolverine's never really shown that kind of striking power before, although, like we said, never really had to because of his adamantium claws. On the other hand, though, Wolverine is a whole lot more durable. Now with Midnighter, his body has multiple redundant systems built in, like a backup heart or the ability to turn his pain receptors off, and allows him to continue fighting even in the most extreme conditions. He's walked off massive explosions before, been thrown through cars and buildings, taken hits from Apollo and Red Lanterns, and like I said, has the incredible ability to turn off his pain receptors, allowing him to stay conscious even with a massive hole in his chest. A guy with those same enhancements as Midnighter even had all of his limbs torn off, yet didn't utter a single word. Luke has also got a healing factor of his own. Although it's not as fast as Wolverine, he is able to heal from a massive explosion in just a few minutes. But Wolverine's got a large edge of durability in his healing factor. He really does. He's able to take punches from the best in the Marvel Universe. People like Thing, Thor, and Hulk, and is generally able to withstand pressure points and nerve strikes as well, because his healing factor is able to override the nerve strike before it actually takes effect. He's able to easily take all sorts of gunfire, is able to fight through all sorts of knives and sword attacks, actually beat his enemy even after having his heart ripped out. Another time, he said his heart burst in his chest and was back on his feet a few moments later. He's ordered a nuclear explosion on more than one occasion. He's taken a gun that was able to disintegrate people, and one time fought against the X-Men who were hypnotized to attack him, yet Logan took all their attacks and was actually able to keep on fighting through the night until the morning. Lucas is tough, but Logan's just a whole lot tougher. Finally, we gotta talk about speed. Now, for having all of his bones coated in adamantium and weighing several hundred pounds, Wolverine is deceptively fast and agile. He's able to easily evade gunfire when he wants to. He'll move as a blur and strike faster than his opponents can register. When a speedster attacked Alpha Flight, Logan was the only one fast enough to see him and fight against him. He's able to keep pace with Spider-Man, and Peter's ever remarked on his speed in the past. He's able to dodge attacks from Venom, and is fast enough to dodge automatic gunfire, even while running straight towards the shooter. Only problem is, Wolverine doesn't really use his speed too much in order to dodge attacks, and relies more on his durability and his healing factor in order to hold him out. Sometimes, he takes attacks not just because he doesn't need to avoid them, but because he doesn't want to avoid them, using those hits to pump himself up and really get into the fighting mood. On the other hand, Midnighter's body's been altered to give him faster nerve endings in order to move and react quicker than even most superhumans, and able to move incredibly fast for short bursts of time. He's able to effortlessly dodge bullets and sidestep energy blast, able to reflect bullets with his bow staff, actually kick away an artillery shell out of the air, and just like Logan, Midnighter's able to defeat a speedster as well. So, to sum it up, Midnighter is stronger, Wolverine is more durable, and Midnighter uses his speed a whole lot more in a fight. Probably because Wolverine is more durable and knows they could take more attacks. But we also need to talk about fighting skill. When it comes to pure skill, Wolverine's got the edge. Yes, I know, Midnighter's got his battle computer, and we'll talk about that more in a second. But right now, just about pure skill, and Logan is the more skilled fighter. I mean, he's renowned across the world, and even across the universe, for being an extremely deadly and experienced fighter. He's extensively trained in most all forms of martial arts, and is even highly skilled at pressure points and nerve strikes. He's battled against people like Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, Black Panther, Daredevil, and Captain America. When Forge analyzed his brain during combat, he said that Logan was operating at such a high level was like an Olympic gymnast performing a gold medal routine while simultaneously defeating 4 chess computers in his head. Then Wolverine can also tap into his berserker rage, which is a hyper-violent state that he can enter when he experiences intense anger or pain. In this state, he's able to push past his normal physical limits. He's able to compress days of non-stop combat down to just a few minutes, and Forge said he's even still able to maintain his highly sophisticated combat skills, and he's able to form complex strategies just in less time. This Berserker Rage might also come in handy against Midnighter's battle computer, seeing as how he's able to use it to defeat someone like Mr. X. Originally, Wolverine lost his first fight against Mr. X because he was reading his mind. He was able to predict Logan's movements. But in his Berserker Rage, Mr. X wasn't able to read his mind, allowing Wolverine to destroy him pretty easily. And this is adamantium claws, which have routinely been able to slice right through people like Hulk, Thing, Gladiator, Thor, and even Thanos. Midnighter is durable and has a healing factor, but one good hit from those claws and he's going down. Those are a huge advantage in Logan's corner, considering they can pretty much instantly kill Midnighter. Even his skeleton is something to consider, seeing as not even Hulk can tear him apart, so Midnighter won't be able to do things like rip out his spine or punch through his body. However, while adamantium claws and adamantium skeleton are important, the most important asset in this fight has got to be Midnighter's battle computer. This thing is really just insanely powerful, maybe even arguably overpowered. With this computer, Midnighter can predict how a battle will happen and play out before the battle even starts. It allows him to run through millions, billions, possibly even trillions of different possibilities in his mind almost instantly. And he's able to cover pretty much every outcome before the first punch is even thrown. With this information, he's able to predict the actions and reactions of his opponent, even being able to counteract the moves pretty much before they can think to make them. His battle precognition also allows him to pick out a desired result and work backwards from it in order to achieve it. A perfect example of this was when Midnighter was shown kissing Apollo at the beginning of the story, then told the story in reverse to show how he got there. His battle precognition also isn't some version of telepathy like Mr. X's, so it's not even Wolverine's Berserker Rage will be able to save him from Midnighter. Wolverine also isn't infallible, and Midnighter can beat him. Logan can often get hit by attacks that aren't necessarily that fast. He often gets overpowered by characters with even some moderate super strength like Spider-Woman or Spider-Man, and his healing factor gets to be overloaded to the point where he's knocked out. Superior Spider-Man was able to knock him out with just a few moves when he wasn't holding back. Wolverine also sometimes prefers brawling over skill and technique. He said before that he's not too good in a fight until he takes a few hits, and Black Panther has backed this up, saying that his style depends upon his ability to take hits. So end of the day, who wins? Well, I think it's got to be Midnighter. He's strong enough to injure Wolverine, durable enough to take attacks from him, and is fast enough to contend with Logan. But the greatest asset here is his battle computer. Wolverine really has no counter for this, and seeing as how Midnighter can contend, possibly even beat Wolverine without it, I'm betting that Lucas can beat Logan if he's able to plan out, see the whole fight before it even happens. That battle computer is just too much of an advantage here. Midnighter wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also be sure the like button, the subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see you next time.